so much for agreeing to sit down with me, Lisa. So tell me, what does 300 Under 300 have that the other books didn't?
300 Under 300 is definitely the biggest Hungry Girl cookbook. It's huge. It's like 30%. It's so thick. It's like a phone book. That's what I always say. I know nobody uses phone books anymore, but it is, I don't know, it's a little bit retro because you feel like you're holding a phone book. And it's mostly meal ideas. A lot of the other books have things like drinks and desserts, and this book is all about meals. So that's what I hear the most. People are always complaining that they're bored, they don't know what to eat for breakfast, for lunch, for snacks, for dinner, and this book is packed with meal ideas. I love it.
What's your favorite recipe in it?
You know, everyone asks me what my favorite recipe is in the book, and it's too hard for me to say. I love so many of them. I think my favorite section of the book, it's the trio section, without a doubt. I mean, 3 ingredient recipes, incredible. I mean, it's so easy, and anything with hot dogs. I kind of love the fresh and fruity hot dog skewers. Who else is putting hot dogs and pineapples on a skewer?
Not many people. Well, that's what I love about your recipes. They don't always take a ton of ingredients. What are the top 5 ingredients that every hungry girl should have in their kitchen?
Okay, top 5 ingredients every hungry girl should have in their kitchen. 1. Laughing Cow light spreadable cheese wedges. 2. High fiber tortillas. 3. Unsweetened vanilla almond bries. 4. Egg beaters, completely fat-free egg substitute. And 5, oh my gosh, I don't even know. For this book, I would say 97% fat-free hot dogs, but I could go on and on.
Fiber
Pumpkin,
One.
Canned pumpkin, Fiber One. Of course, Fiber One.
I have all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you come up with the concept for Hungry Girl?
The concept for Hungry Girl was sort of born out of, first of all, my obsession with food. I love food more than anything. I grew up the child of a yo-yo dieter. I've always sort of been a person that was seeking out low-calorie, low-fat foods, and I lost probably close to 30 pounds back in 2002, and I realized that it wasn't about being on or off a diet. It was truly about changing your lifestyle and making changes for the long haul, and I think so many people lose sight of that fact. And I thought, well, if I could start a brand that was really relatable and fun and funny that could help women fully understand that it's not about being on a diet or off a diet, that it could succeed, and that's why I started Hungry Girl.
Well, one thing I love about Hungry Girl is that it always has the calorie count, and I know most people when they first start trying to lose weight are following a calorie count for the day. Do you still follow one, or do you just follow basically the rules that you've come up with for all recipes?
Well, for me personally, I do count calories because I know I'm not tall, and I know, you know, pretty much how many calories I burn in a day, and then when I exercise, how many I'm burning on top of that. So it's important for me to count calories. Calories count. Every calorie counts.
I agree. I would just keep eating forever.
Yeah, that would be
told
fun.
me that I was done.
That would be fun because you know what? I love big portions of food, and I think one of the mistakes I used to make was overeating foods that were good for me and foods that were sort of low in calories. I would still eat too many calories at the end of the day, so I try not to do that anymore.
Baking healthy recipes that still taste good is really hard. What are your top substitution tips?
Top substitution tips. First of all, it's about finding all the right ingredients. And one of the ingredients I left out of my list is something that I think is key, and that's powdered coffee mate, like the fat-free creamer, because I like recipes to taste like the real thing. So if I want something to taste creamy and cheesy, I use Laughing Cow cheese. If I want something to be creamy, like a shake or a smoothie of some sort, or even cream sauces, I will use that powdered non-dairy creamer because it's a good way to fake that flavor without adding all the calories and fat. And you know, even when it comes to baking, something like pumpkin is a great ingredient instead of eggs or oil or butter. Then you retain all the moisture, and everything tastes really flavorful and moist and yummy, and you don't have all the fat.
Is there some times when there's just nothing to use instead of butter or oil?
Yeah, and then I use Brummel and Brown. Like Brummel and Brown, it's a butter substitute, and it tastes exactly like butter. And sometimes I even use light whipped butter. I like Land O'Lakes light whipped butter, but you know, butter's delicious.
I'm always trying to adapt recipes myself, and I'd say 4 out of 5 times it doesn't work. How many times does it take you usually to get a recipe right?
Okay, first of all, you need all the Hungry Girl cookbooks. Just don't take all the guesswork out of your cooking. But you know, there's probably about 8 of us in the Hungry Girl kitchen developing recipes at all times, and I think that we've gotten pretty good at like making recipes taste good right out of the gate. So I think some recipes, you know, the first time around it's great, and some recipes it takes 3 or 4 times to make them perfect. But
less flops now.
Yeah, fewer flops, and I don't like to fail, so.
Alright. Are there some recipes that just can't be made over?
No,
really horrible food.
I don't believe there is any recipe in the world that can't be made over. I'm not saying they're all going to be perfect or they're all going to taste as good as the real thing, but I think there's a way to make over pretty much anything. Try me. What do you got?
Oh, I think I found everything I've ever wanted on your
Creme
site. So
brulee, we have it.
I know.
Brownies.
Yes,
got you covered.
everything.
French fries, disco fries.
I love the butternut squash fries. Yes. Do you ever get nervous about using too much sugar-free stuff? People are always criticizing Splenda and such.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think lately we've been trying to, when there's only small amounts of no calorie sweetener, we're using regular sugar. I mean, I'm pretty sensitive to what the trends are, so when there's backlash about a certain sweetener, sometimes, we'll back off. So that we think about that, but at the same time, most of the time, it's a better option than the full-fat, full-sugar item.
My boyfriend isn't always a fan of eating healthy. What are your favorite man-friendly recipes?
I think your boyfriend, you should just trick him.
Don't tell him it's healthy.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, I think that there are any of the recipes that use Boca burgers are pretty boy-friendly. There's a lot of big sandwiches that are really boy-friendly in this book. I think butternut squash fries and the onion rings, they're all boy-friendly. And then all the hot dog recipes in this book, boy-friendly, totally boy-friendly. There's a hot dog, what is it, goulash, stroganoff? Stroganoff. I think boys like that. Boys like hot dogs.
Boys like hot dogs, that's very true. What are some upcoming recipe swaps we can look forward to?
Oh boy, upcoming recipe swaps. There's nothing that we won't be doing, but let me think about some that are great. More wonton recipes, more, well, the grilled cheese ones just ran.
Is there one that you're developing right now that nobody knows about yet? Can we break an exclusive here?
Can you break an exclusive here?
What's going on right now in the Hungry Girl kitchen?
What? Come on, what's the breakfast roll?
You're like, don't tell.
Yeah, the disco, I don't know. The disco fries are really exciting.
Disco fries?
Disco fries.
What do
that's
those have
famous. They're made with a secret surprise ingredient. I mean, there's potatoes, and there's gravy, and there's cheese, but there's a surprise ingredient. Stay tuned.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, well, what else is next for you? You have a TV show. You have all these books out now. What's the next frontier?
Another season of the TV show, which I'm really excited about, and there's going to be a sneak peek on Food Network in the month of May, in case people don't have Cooking Channel, so I'm really excited about that. And definitely 7 more books on the way, because this was the first book. Sorry about all the noise. Yoko is out of control. This is Yoko, by the way, from the Tofu Shirataki noodle.
I think I met you.
By the way,
Really?
I will say,
I don't know.
I will say this. In my list of pantry staples, I neglected to say tofu shirataki noodles, which, by the way, is definitely, I would say it's in the top 3, because I was a pasta.
Right.
There's Yoko. I was a pasta maniac, and those tofu shirataki noodles, 20 calories a serving, the whole bag, 40 calories. They're out of this world.
House foods.
House Foods, tofu
am
shirataki
obsessed with
rocks.
them. I have probably 10 bags of them
House
in my fridge
Foods.
right now.
Can't live without them.
The tuna
Don't
casserole.
live without it.
That's
Don't live
my
without
favorite
them.
in.
Nobody can live without them.
All right, great.
Thank
Anything
you.
else you want to say?
No, thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you
It's
so
really
much.
nice to meet you.